Greetings, all you maniacs, minds, and crimes. Welcome back to another Warframe weapon showcase. Today, we're going to be looking at the Ohma, a Tonfa that, one, I don't see very much, and two, I feel like the only Tonfas people talk about is the Cronin Prime, when, in fact, there's a bunch of Tonfas, but that's just the one that people highlight the most. Anyway, the Ohma is absolutely fantastic. Now, before I get into the showcase, I have to show you that I do, in fact, have Arcane Strike on here, because this weapon is a little bit slow. That's the only downside to it. Anyway, so this is the build. Sovereign Outcast, Condition Overload, Weeping Wounds, Blood Rush, all that. Now, because it only has a 15% critical chance, it's not going to red crit. Now, before you say that this weapon's garbage because it can't red crits are not necessary. Like, at all. Especially with a weapon like this. The damage that this thing pushes out is astonishing. So I have electricity and viral. This thing comes with electricity. So electricity isn't like as powerful as heat in some circumstances, but when you use this weapon, the enemies are stun locked to hell, and electricity does a lot of damage. It does an enormous amount of damage, and it also shorts out shields. I feel like it does pretty good against shields. Anyway, I've talked about Sovereign Outcast before, but the standstill, just mashing E combo is this. The move forward combo is just this. The standstill block is this. I never use it because it's kind of crap. And the move forward block combo is this. Now, it's interesting of this weapon. I feel like on slams, it procs electricity. I don't know if that's 100% true or not, but it feels like it's true. Anyway, let's go against some Corrupted Heavy Gunners, and I'll respawn them after I get my combo up. So, you already see the Tesla chain, and yeah, you need red crits to do high damage. Sure. Sure. This is actually, I feel like it's basically on par with the Cronin Prime. So, you could spend plat or spend a while grinding the Cronin Prime, or you can get the Ohma and have a very similar weapon. And yeah, you see the amount of look at this. This is, and once we go into Steel Path Mott, yeah, the damage is not going to fall off. And Sovereign Outcast has a lot of reach to its combos. And also Sovereign Outcast guarantees slash procs. So there is that. Now, I am going to be bringing my Panzer Philo, so it would be smart to instead use this gas build that I have. But here's the thing. Gas damage, it's only good in certain circumstances. If the enemy is loaded down with status effects, if they have no armor, if they're infested, it's very niche, and that's the issue with gas damage nowadays. But that's fine. I'm pretty sure this thing has a pretty high Riven disposition, so the Rivens are going to be insane. So there is that. So I'm just going to be using this fire electricity build against the high level corrupted that I'm going to be going against. I am going to be bringing Nezha. I am also going to be bringing Narman, just because this is a melee showcase. And like I said, I'm going to be bringing the Panzer Philo, which is modded like this. I haven't put any Forma into him. He doesn't need a single Forma, because Panzer Philo, DE, don't touch the Philo. He's perfect. Anyway, let's go ahead into the Steel Path Mott. If you're new to the channel, I do Steel Path Mott because this place has armored and shielded enemies. That's the main reason. Gonna get a little bit of energy here. They're trying to choke you out. All right. Hold on. I'm sending life support. Yep, you need red crits. Yes, red crits are pretty, but it doesn't matter. Because, yeah. I could take it even a step further by proccing them with heat, because I do, in fact, have, thermal sunder. And you can see the Tesla chain, like, it reaches pretty far, and, you know, the enemies are just getting obliterated. Remember, this thing procs impact and slash most of the time. Impact from the weapon itself and slash from the weapon itself, but also from the stance. So shields get instantly, like, deleted. Proc them with cold, because why not? I could even freeze them solid with two claps. So this weapon is actually very good for healing return. So there's that. If you want to build this weapon to be a healing return weapon, you could do that. It would be kind of neat when the Corpus equivalent to Liches come out when this thing gets an upgrade, because, well, when this thing gets an upgrade, yeah, the Cronin Prime is literally going to be outclassed. Tonfas are ridiculous, okay? But it'd be really cool on heavy attacks if you could, like, electrocute enemies. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know. So I'm just gonna freeze this entire crowd. Easy. Thermal Sunder is really, really nice. And you can see with, like, each swing, I'm proccing like 2, 3 status procs. Pretty simple. You know, pretty effortless. Remember, these are steel path enemies. They are tougher than every single enemy in the game. And I reckon the damage on this thing probably would never fall off, especially if you're using a Kuga Nuclear to load the enemies up with status effects. So you can proc the enemies with magnetic and other shit like that, just because. Burn them. Now the Tesla effect is coming from the electricity element itself, not from the weapon. Not from, like, any weapon effects that this thing might have, because it doesn't. It's just a simple melee weapon. When you get 10 procs of electricity, it arcs to other enemies. So now, yeah, I'm getting orange crits every now and then. I'm not getting, like, constant red or constant orange. Like, I wouldn't be with the Cronin Prime. I get, like, constant orange crits. But again, it doesn't matter. So yeah, when the, I don't know, Hexanon, let's say, version of this thing comes out, it's going to be busted. It's going to absolutely be busted unless they make it a side grade. Which I don't know how they would do that. But anyway, it's MR8, by the way. You get this monster at MR8. So here are the requirements. The only two things that are annoying here are the 2 argon crystals, which isn't that big of a deal, really. And the 4 fucking niacin extract. Yeah, that's annoying. But luckily, you can buy quite a lot of it if you just get some Nightwave standing. So I guess it's not horrible. The only thing that kind of bothers me about this weapon is the attack speed. It's a little bit slow, so that's why I have Arcane Strike on my build. That's the Ohma. Red crits are not necessary to do big damage with melee, because melee in Warframe is straight busted. So yeah, melee is just insanely overpowered. You know, I don't think they will ever nerf melee, because if they do, a large majority of the player base would be pissed, because melee is so much goddamn fun. And yeah, it is fun. Melee feels very good in this game. So there's that. Of course, you could use a Kuva core modded with a shit ton of status effects for condition overload if you want to do that. Me personally, nah. Electricity vial is more than enough. I take these things into long arbitrations, it decimates them. I take these things into disruption, it obliterates the demolists. It's the same story for basically everything in the game. These things just pummel the fuck out of everything in the game. So, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember, in Trilby, we trust.